Hello everybody. Angie here, coming on to do the weekly Marguerite Miller Collage Challenge with you guys. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody is well. I'm doing good. We're going to get right into this and go over the pieces. Got quite a few. Got a plan here. I hope it comes together for us, okay? Go through the prompts and we will get started. All right. We are on week 15. And it is something with fins, a person, a triangle, a game piece, a date, and a contraption. Okay? So, first thing immediately when I saw something with fins, of course, we're thinking fish, something aquatic, you know, dolphin, whatever, sharks, things like that, of that nature. So, I decided I'm going to attempt to build and fish aquarium scene. Okay, so bear with me. I had to do some prepping off camera or this would probably take an hour or more. So I had to do some cutting and some trimming and some prepping and stuff off camera. So hopefully this comes together for me. Okay, so let's see what we can do. All right, let me go over some of the items with you here. I am using a lot of recycled packaging and papers for this project, which I love doing. I just had the packaging from Tim Holtz here. I cut that down. I like the color of this, so I chose that. Oh, and I do have a couple word elements I thought maybe I could put in there. So let me take those off. So I kept that because I just wanted to show you I am recycling some pages. Okay, as well as this packaging here. And this is the pieces that I cut. Okay, I did the cutting and we'll do the decorating and putting the pieces together. Okay, so this is one of my elements, as well as I'm going to be using some cellophane package here for the tank. And let's see, yeah. All right, and then this is kind of the background because I thought that would look good as a background of a fish aquarium. I don't know. That was my thought. Because I saw this, but it was like, I don't like the stitching. It kind of just doesn't go. So I was like, I'll just make my own kind of frame kind of thing. So that's when I chose to this. Okay, but let's work on this element real quick. Shouldn't take very long. And see what we can come up with. So we're going to need a little ink just to add a little color to my pieces. And if we have a fish tank, we need to have it sitting on something, right? So this is just kind of going to be a quick piece of like a fish tank stand, if you will. So I don't know how much of a collage this is going to look like, but let's hope for the best. Hopefully it'll look decent. That is where my brain went when I saw the prompt. So, you know, that's what I'm doing. All right. Pull my sleeves. I got a sweater on here. We just had some snow the last couple days. I don't know how you guys are, how the weather is where you're at, but we had a little bit of a snowstorm last couple days. It's awful bright and mid-30s today, so it's not too bad. Okay, so let's put this baby together. This is more like a art collage, I guess, if you will, this week, but like I said, it's where my brain went, so that's what we're doing. Okay, and then I had grabbed a couple small brads. Those are going to be for the handles on my little drawers here. I'm just eyeballing everything. I eyeballed and just kind of cut my frames out and my templates and everything that I'm using. I just kind of eyeballed everything. And I just went off of the size of my acetate. That's kind of where my brain went. Okay. All right, so we got that. And like I said, I just chose this because I just really, really like the color. Let me kind of balance that out. Make sure I put this where I want it to be. Right about there, I think. Should be good. Okay. And I'm not putting door handles, our little knob handles, on this top one, and you'll see why in a moment. I'm choosing something a little bit different. I love doing kind of art collages, if you will. They're a lot of fun. Making your own templates and just creating your own little scene. Always fun. Okay. I feel like that needs a little lip on the top as I'm looking at it. So I'm going to cut another piece real quick. Just a little small piece. And pick that up. I don't know what I just did with my dauber. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. I feel like this is going to be a good sized fish aquarium, so it needs a good stand to sit on. You know, something that looks wooden, maybe even vintage, if you will, sturdy. And I think that does it. So that's a nice little antique dresser or shelf or stand. Okay. But I don't want to, I chose something bright so everything would pop off of my page. Okay, so I cut down a piece of cardstock and just embossed it with some crisscross lines. Okay, and I cut it down to the size to fit my collage page. And that's just going to go down like that, just as a background piece. I just want everything to kind of pop off of that. And I hope it stands out well. I don't know, but that was my thought. Okay, and I wanted it to have some texture. I just didn't want it to be plain paper on the background, so that's why I chose to emboss it. All right. Does See, that goes really nicely, I think. And then the fish aquarium go here. Okay, so that's together. Let's work on the fish aquarium a little bit. I have this piece of acetate here, and my thought would be this would be the glass. So we need to trim that down. And I want it to look like there's some water in there. So my thought on that is I'm going to open it up, cut a little opening here, and I have some Distress Oxide, tumbled glass, a real light pale baby blue. And well, I guess I got to cut another edge. Okay. And I'm just going to smear some of this ink on the inside. I don't know if you can see that, how well the camera's picking that up. It's just a real pale blue. And then I'm going to spritz a little bit of water on it just to move the ink around. Just a dab. Just to get that ink moving. Not making too much of a mess, hopefully. And give it a little smush and move it around. Okay, and not too bad. That's what we've got. Just kind of give it a little bit of a watery look. Okay. Now I need to cut out my tank, and that's going to be this, and I have just made some lines, little border lines, and I'm going to cut that out real quick. Should have probably done that off camera as well, but I think I got sidetracked at the time. But it'll only take a moment. Okay, voila, just like that. Let's put a little ink on that. And this has a little bit of a shiny finish. The ink's not taking to it as well as it would regular paper, but just so we take away some of that white off the edges, that's all. Okay, now that's going to be my aquarium. It's going to be kind of a plain aquarium, but it's going to be aquarium nonetheless. Okay, how's that? That kind of looks like some water maybe, huh? A little movement in there is kind of what I'm going for, a little bit of movement. Okay, so it has to sit on something. And I'm thinking something like that. But before we do that, because I don't know how big this is going to come, I'm working with a small page here. For my triangles, I cut 4 triangles and I embossed that. Okay, and we're going to bring a little color to that as well. Don't want that to be all white. ink on there so you can see the embossing. Time for me to change my dauber sponge here. It's falling apart on me. Okay, there's that. Let's put these in the corners. I thought I'd use these in the corners. And it just says a triangle, but I'm using more than one, so. And I thought the embossing would add a little added pop and texture to the page. So I'm going to put one in each corner just to kind of frame it. Frame my little scene here. And this, I don't know if I mentioned that, this is also, I'm recycling some packaging on these as well. Okay, around the world. Okay, now, so this is going to go there, and if it hangs over a little bit, I don't mind. Oh, yeah, I kind of got it a little bit too big. We're going to have to bring it down some. Okay. So like there. Okay. Now, to decorate the tank, that's where one of the prompts, something come in, something with fins. And I have these pretty colorful fish stickers. So, I don't know if I want to put them on the outside or on the inside. I would like to put them on the inside, then it'll actually look more, even more realistic, like they're in the tank. And you'll see the movement of the ink for the water type thing. So we'll try that. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue the top piece down just to get it in place. And then I will try to work my fish in underneath. This is popping up on me. All thick paper here, all packaging, so. Okay, that works. I'm gonna leave this sideways for a moment, guys, so I can see where I want to position my fish. And let's see. Oh, and I also brought in some greenery for some artificial decorations, how we decorate our aquariums. So I grabbed a couple of these acetate stickers. Yeah, let's put those in there as well. Pardon my glued fingers. The gluey fingers. Anyway. So we're just going to build a whole scene here. Just hang in there with me, please. Fingers are all full of glue. Okay, this sticker isn't working on me too well. There we go. Oh, slipped. There we go. Come on. All right, there's one. There's another one here. That one came off so much easier. Okay, we'll just put one on each side. Okay. And then I have found these stickers, and I know they're sand castles and stuff, but there's the starfish and there's some sand, and I thought maybe we can use some of that to decorate our tank as well. Let's see. How about this column one? I like that. Gotta have something for the fish to swim around in, and maybe that can go there. Do a couple of these sand dollars. Oops, pulled that off too quick. That didn't work. Let's try this one. Okay, now let's work on our fish. How many do we want in there? Probably 2. This is a pretty green one. Let's even put a couple of these little water droplets around. Oops. Fingers aren't working well. Okay, so we can see the fish. I think it kind of gives the effect that it's inside the glass and there's water and there's movement going on. What do you think? That was my goal anyway. Hopefully I achieved it somewhat. Okay. All right, we can put our stand down. And turn my page sideways for a moment so I can see what I'm doing here. Okay, guys, we're getting somewhere. What do you think? Okay, so far we've used fins and triangles. Next, and contraption. Oh, contraption is the fish tank. Okay, that's my contraption. It's the fish tank. Next, we're going to do a game piece. Now for that, I chose some Scrabble pieces. And I did have the word fish here, since we're dealing with fish. And I liked the rose gold shiny chrome finish because of the brightness on the fish and kind of bring a little bit of color and such to my page here. So I was going to put fish right in there. But since these are kind of thick, when I found these, I also found these ones, and they're more paper. So I think I'm going to go with those instead. They're a little smaller, but I think I'm going to use these. Let's see. I'll just kind of spacing them somewhat evenly. Is that straight? Not really. But they're down. Okay, so that is my game piece, Scrabble tiles. Okay, and then let's see, for a person, I've got that also here. Hang in there. Let me clear some of this away. This is my person. I fussy cut him out for a different project, and I didn't get a chance to use him, and I thought he was so cute. I thought I'd put him right here to the side because I love the way his hand is out, like he's, I don't know, like he's having a very, very just serious conversation, and it might be about the fish or something, and he's saying, there it is, kind of thing. Okay, so I thought I'd put him down there. And this is just an image from, I'm sure everybody recognizes him, from Alice in Wonderland Digital. Yes, I like that. Okay, and then to go even further, I was pulling out some book page because I always tend to go to book page just in case I need some for background. And I found this little scrap. And it said, poor fish. And I could not skip using that. He's having a really serious conversation about how these fish shouldn't be in this contraption. They should be free. So I thought I'd put that on here. Let's ink that up. Well, maybe I should bring it a little bit smaller. Let me see. Yeah, let me trim that down just a tad. I'm eyeballing all this, so might not be exactly straight. I'm going to put that right up at the top. Okay, and then I had my word elements that spoke to me. I've got who, me, and there is a strange fascination. He's got a strange fascination with these fish in this tank, in this contraption, and he's elaborating on it, okay? So we're going to put that down. Let's try this. Okay. Turn this sideways again. Okay. And just for a little added decoration, I grabbed this metal piece, but I don't think it really goes. I was looking forward to kind of using that, but it's a little bit too large for my piece. So I'll save that for another day. Okay, and then we need, what else? We need a date. So we're just going to put today's date on here. Oh, I thought I had my little date stamper, but we don't, so we're just going to write it in. Or we can do, let's see. He's got a date. Well, that's 10 shillings and 6 pence. I guess that's not really a date on there. Trying to think of a date that we can put on here to represent the scene. Okay, we're just gonna put, I don't even know what today's date is. What's the date today? Let me see. I think it's the 11th, isn't it? I don't have my calendar. We're gonna put today's date. I think it's the 11th. I'm not even sure, guys. So 4/11. I'm going to write it in pencil in case I have my date wrong. I can come and erase it and put in the right date. Might be the 12th. I'm recording this early, so I'm not sure what the date is. It's either 11th or the 12th. Okay, that is it. I think that came out pretty good. Ta-da! He's saying, here it is, and he's just going in on these fish in this tank. He's having a very serious conversation, debate, what have you, on these fish. Okay, so that, I think, completes my project, my collage. Trim this down. And I think I'll put a little fish on here as well. A pretty blue one. Okay. I think that's done. All right, guys, let's run through this real quick, and I'm going to call that a wrap. Something with fins. We've got our fish. A person. We've got the Mad Hatter here. Triangle. I've got triangles in the corners. You know what? Oh, it's too late now. A game piece. I've got some Scrabble tiles here, spelling out the word fish. A date. Today's date. May be wrong, but we're going with it. And a contraption is my actual tank. All right, guys, what do you think? Did I achieve myself a decent aquarium there? Hopefully I did. All right, well, that is a wrap. Thank you so very much for spending some time with me, guys. I appreciate it. I'd love it if you would hit the subscribe button, leave me a comment, tell me how I did, what you think, what I could have did better, and I will see you next week, okay? That was a lot of fun. Thank you for spending some time with me. Bye-bye, and God bless.